What's up, you guys? It's your boy here, Jaleel Anthony, aka Jaleel TV, and I'm here with nobody else but Media Leeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaleel Anthony of Jaleel TV. What is the word, man? It's amazing to have you in here.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, my boy.
I'm really feeling the vibes in the room, bro. Like it just blows my mind to see how much we've manifested and to manifest you here for Media Leeks purpose. Like it's God's good, man.
He's great, man.
Man, we gonna start off, bro. Like, who and what is Jaleel Anthony and Jaleel TV? Who is Jaleel? Like, talk to him. Like, we want to know. Like, this is gonna be amazing. God is just like, all I can do is just smile and laugh because we know the journey.
Yeah, we do. We know the enemy's tried to do. Jaleel's character started when he was born. It was when he was born, man. It was. I truly say, it's been a mark. It's been a lifetime of journeys and opportunities that built me to this point. Who I am as a person that likes to love, serve. As far as job titles, I no longer even mention job titles because my mentality is not a working mentality, it's a serving mentality. It's a mentality to help other people and do what I can as far as community-wise, loving-wise, people-wise, networking, whatever it is. So Jaleel is it's a lot of things in one.
Okay. How did you know? Okay, you ever heard the phrase, never thought I was better than anybody, but I always knew I was different?
Mm-hmm.
Never thought I was better than anybody, but always knew I was different from the rest of the crowd. How did you take this and turn it into something that works for you, the creator, the universe, and those you're helping?
You know what? It's funny you say that because I was just listening to a man, and I don't know his name, and so apologize for that, but he was talking about the ant theory. And he was talking about how that in an ant family, everybody looks at each other. They're not focused on everybody else because they're too busy on looking at their purpose. And if you're living in your purpose, everybody else's purpose, if everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, focused, minded on their purpose, at the end goal, it's going to help each other. It's going to manifest at that point. You still get that end goal. And so my thing is I know I'm not better than anybody, but I know who I am. There's nobody like me. And I got to that point when I realized, I kept getting in trouble, but I was always able to bounce back. Or I was always in dark places and I was already bounced back. Or in the times in my dark places, I was light to other people. It was always where I thought there was nothing, there was everything. Where I thought, I was lacking, I had an abundance of things. So that phrase of, not thinking I'm better, but knowing I was different, it had a lot to do just maturing, growing up, and just finding who I was and finding my purpose.
I met you a year ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy we met. Salute to Father Flavor. We met at a peace march.
March for Our Lives.
Yeah, March for Our Lives, peace rally on 79th Street.
July 7th.
July 7th,
2018.
2018?
I was 18. You're right, 18.
When people think of 79th Street, Jaleel, what comes to mind? You tell me.
Woo!
Look, y'all heard.
I'm not even from the...
Y'all just heard it out of his own mouth.
I try to stay from the city.
Y'all just heard, look.
But they definitely, it's definitely a journey when you hear 79th. It's get in, get out. Don't even get in, just take out.
Don't even get in.
So it's a lot. It's a lot, It's definitely a feeling, but we have to remove fear from our thinking and put faith into it.
Talk to me. What did it do to you to see that amount of positive energy brought into an environment where people don't know what hope is? People don't know what faith is. People look at the downtrodden part and this is life. Like it's levels. It's more to this.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Like seeing all this brought into an environment that's just not used to.
For me, it was an excitement. It was, and I think because it was more than just people. You had young people. And young people are the future of this generation.
Talk to them.
I was 17 and I was out there.
17 years old.
16, 15-year-olds who created this entire Machu, who founded the ideal and birthed this thought. So for me, it was a teary, I think I cried that day. Because for me to know that there's other people, young people out there, nobody was getting paid to be out there.
That's right.
That was a serving moment of your life. That was a moment where you had to take hours out of your day, risk possibly being arrested, risk possibly coming into police contact, and what we saw was local military government there. You had to run into those
Chicago police and the state.
You had the state, you had to run into that opposition. And so it was happy for me to know that everybody was there. Either you were there to bring life to the issue, or you were there to breathe more life into that situation. You see what I'm saying? Like you were, everybody that was there to impact either way, even if they didn't know. If you were media, you were shining light on what we were saying. You were, you kind of helped out in a lot of ways. And I was just, just going on. I saw the trend going on. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get down there, I'm gonna support. We marched out of my school. I said, hey, I gotta get this on a bigger scale. Let me connect. Let me see what I can get with. And yeah.
You mentioned school.
Woo!
You recently graduated Proviso West.
Don't remind me.
What was the high school? Oh man, what was the high school lifestyle like? I know you had fans. I know you did.
High school, man. It was a journey for me, man. I moved around a lot throughout grammar school, elementary.
Salute to Proviso.
And yeah, he said it.
Okay.
I moved around, and I got to a point where I was so used to the people that I was around, and I got used to being around, Caucasian and just very diverse. I wasn't so used to our people anymore. Mm-hmm. And then I got moved to a community where it was nobody but our people. It was Hispanics and blacks. That was it. And so I was new to the school, but from the environment I had been in, I never had the mentality. Like you see, it's just nobody but God that you said that I knew I was different, because even though I knew I was new, I knew I was different. So I knew I had opportunity to shift. So my freshman, academically, I was always struggling in school. It was always tough for me, but I always had the heart to make a difference. So I started getting involved. I started doing whatever I possibly could to do in my school. And just leading out any opportunities I can. So I was doing student council, I was doing African American club. Any club I was trying to get in part of, ROTC for about 3 years. Anything I could get a part of, I was trying to do. And whether it was good or bad, it helped me out. Some highlights of my year that definitely happened. And I lost my sister in high school, but it was actually it's all good. That was a turning point in leadership for me. I feel like sometimes for us to see what God has for us, sometimes God will really show you. I don't believe that God took her, but I believe that in a certain point in time that what she was dealing with, I had to come to a point of finding who I was. And so to see her so little, it helped me. So I went back into school and I went to, dealing with Christ and keeping my faith going on. Everything God started to give me, I started downloading nonstop. God gave me a vision, and I said, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm not stopping. And so God had gave me a vision to, just start doing different things. I had a friend of mine who he wanted to start a Bible club, and he came to me, and we started a Bible club, and I just different things. But the biggest highlight of my high school career truly had to be the school walkout. That was the bad, the best, the worst, whatever you want to call it moment. And that's kind of what turned on things and turned off things for me. But it was amazing. The walkout. That's what it was. That's
Proviso West created a king.
The king, God created the king, but it helped mold the king. It helped go through adversity, go through changes, and just get to understanding who I was. And the walkout was so crazy, man. I dealt with backlash from administrators, backlash from people I thought was my friends who were going to support me, who didn't support me. But it even got to the point where I felt like I had nobody. And I think what was the hardest thing was to have everybody around you not support you, but to continue to try to go on what God has given you. That is probably the hardest. Like, God has given you something, but everybody around you is saying the opposite. And so I think I was 16 at the time, having to do that, man, was probably the hard. I had to admit, my mom told me, you got to make a decision. This is either going to be good for you or bad for you. And she said, I want you to go pray about it. And when I say I prayed, I prayed. I went back in and I said, yep, God gave me this. And so, yeah, the walkout was definitely, that's when I started getting connected politically, started getting connected, media, just everything. Yeah.
What is Jaleel's I Am Foundation?
The I Am Foundation. So the I Am Foundation actually started, what you knew at the time was I Speaks, which was just a platform, a media platform for youth to have a voice to speak out. It was a more political way.
A media platform for the youth to speak out.
I wanted the youth to have a platform to get sponsorship and to get people that felt like they agree with them to sow into their life, to take them on their wings and give them, that experience and knowledge that they could use. I thought that was important. And then, which is now been birthed to the I Am Foundation. That came about because I was praying that in this year that God was going to give me a new vision, a new title, a new idea about what I was going into. And the word Yahweh, and in Hebrew it means, it comes out to be I am. And before I even found God, before I found God, because he's been found me, I had already been calling myself I am Jaleel, I am Jaleel, I am Jaleel. So it was nobody but God that was already connected, that Yahweh, that, and my biggest message has been, finding out who you are, your purpose, your destiny, your potential, what's inside of you for you to pull out to the world. And so the I Am Foundation is a platform now that's for networking, serving the community, helping out in any way we can. If you need us to come and do anything, we're there to do, when I say anything. And then I go on and I speak, travel and speak and help motivate and encourage anybody I can. I target youth, but I minister to one-on-one to adults. I minister to older generation, to little kids, anybody. When you have the heart and the mind that God has given you, man, it helps push and flow to anybody.
You're really dope, man.
Appreciate it,
man. And it's crazy. It's just crazy energy in the building right now. I really want to touch on what goes through your mind when you have youth at your feet. And it's your job to lift up. It's your job to, like you said, be the light. It's your job to give a direction. It's your job to home. It's your job to prepare. How big is this mission? Like, how do you, man, how do you deal with it all?
God, that's a question that made me get teary-eyed, because people don't know. People truly don't know. Like, people don't know what it is to be called to do something when you're still in the midst of finding out who you are.
Talk to them.
Like, people have no clue. Especially with the generation I am, everybody wants to be somebody they're not. And then once you get to the point where you have to be yourself, you have to take steps back, which sometimes going back can put you in depression, can bring you into those thoughts. And now it's my job to kind of help guide. And so, especially this past year, I had to help people find out who they were, bring that point out of them. I was in a dark point in my life, but where I thought I was dark, I was some kid's light. I had to push and dream them. I remember getting up at 1 a.m, going to somebody's house to try to motivate that spirit, to try to, or just, trying to, anything I could, man, and just enlighten people. People don't know, like, it's hard. I'll be honest with you, but that's why I tell people it's a God-given thing, because if it was not, I couldn't do it on my own.
God is good all the time. Finish it for you.
And all the time, God is good.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Who is one of your biggest inspirations?
Wow.
And why?
Wow. Lord.
Let me pick your brain real quick.
Let's see. Somebody that's like big time known, or big don't have to be
Who's
big.
your biggest inspiration?
A man named. I got two of them. They're like, can you give two? I can't pick one. One's named Pastor John Gray, and the other one name is Pastor Devon Franklin. John Gray and Devon Franklin.
Salute to those two kings. Yo.
Man, I've been able to meet them just through passing, just through, happen to, glory to God, they come to conferences and stuff at my church. And I've been able to shake their hands and just kind of have a quick conversation face to face, something really quick. But you ever get that spiritual thing that just somebody's like,
It's a pool.
it's a pull at the heart.
And you can't ignore it.
And when I lost my faith, John Gray has a book, and he has a sermon he preaches called On Number 8. And it's about, for those who know, it's about the story of David, how David was in a house, and he was the 8th child. And he had 7 brothers and his father. And the king came to the town, and the Pharaoh came to the town, and he said, somebody here is going to be king. And the dad got all 7 of his sons. He had 8 kids, but he got 7 of his kids. And he lined them up, and he said, well, pick which one. He said, nope, but somebody here is. And the dad said, well, I got one more, but he out there working in the field. I don't think you want him. He all dirty and messed up. And he said, that's the one we want. We want the one that's been through everything. We want the one who is hard working. And everybody put him down. Everybody, his own brothers, nah, man, shorty, you don't want him. Like, he dirty, And that was me. I was that kid. When you had activities, I was last pick. When somebody I was the last one always people turned to, but I was always the first to come for you.
You don't know how much.
And so
identifiable.
I just have to say that John Gray, that whole thing helped get my faith, because his book talks about being overlooked and undervalued. And now I feel like I'm the most valued person, I'm the most looked at person that I see myself, because I had to look at myself as that first inside and walk that out. And now people are forced to look at that way towards me. You have no choice. Anything else, that's your ignorance, that's on you. And then Devon Franklin, when it comes to relationship, he's married to Megan Good. But he's also a pastor.
Megan Good and
and so they have a book called The Weight, and I've had the privilege to read. And as a man, we often say this in my church. We say, you're a man of God, but first you're a man.
Facts.
And so that his whole talk and his whole the way he carries himself. I don't know what he's on a day to day, but he gets up every day and pray. He gets up every day and shine light. Even if he's going through something, I know I can get up on my phone and I can go through prayer. I can get some type of motivation. This man is a director of film. He's helped direct Pursuit of Happiness. All the films you can think of. This man is, and I didn't know this. But I was given revelation from all these things he was been directing, from Miracles from Heaven, from the movie called Breakthrough that came. All these movies I've been getting revelation through. I never knew he was directing. And so when I found out, it was a moment that was so surreal. But so those are probably my 2 inspirations that probably like really, really motivate me. Yeah.
Jaleel, how important is it for you to let the youth know? How important is faith? What would you tell them?
Wow.
How important is faith? Seeing what you don't see in front of you, but you see it anyway. I'm crazy.
I say
You're
like
crazy. You're crazy. I'm crazy.
You have me preaching in there. But the word says that faith without works is dead.
Talk to them.
And so I feel like in life, I have kids tell me, growing up as a Christian kid, you have people all the time, they'll be like, Jaleel, especially when I started becoming successful, how are you so successful? And then people always want to debate God with me. God, God ain't, God this, God that, God this, black God, white God, orange God, whatever you want to, do that. And then people, God not real, this. You know what? I used to debate that. But it got to a point for me where it was, I'm no longer going to debate my faith. I'm going to live my faith out. And when you want to know what's going on in my life, you're going to have to submit to the faith that I'm under.
I appreciate you so much for that.
And so it's come to the point in my life where when I can literally say faith as a young person, it's an impregnation thing. Faith is literally something that it's like a pregnancy thing. It's birth, it's in you. And with your faith, you can birth so much out. like I literally tell some people, you're in the season of your impregnation.
Jesus.
And there's faith that's inside of you. And that if you know what's inside, it's like this. When a woman's pregnant and now she knows she's pregnant, she has to go get checkup. She has to go get all this. The excitement comes by when she knows it's a boy or girl, right? Once she knows what's inside of her. Because once you know what's inside of her, if she knew it was a boy or girl, she know she can go buy girl clothes, she can go buy boy clothes. Mm-hmm. Once that young individual know they have faith, purpose, potential inside of them, now they can know what they can go and do in life. These young people don't have a clue about what's out here because they've yet to find out what's inside of them. And so faith is the most important things, because without of it, you won't, like literally, there's a saying that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and minds have not even begin to process what God's about to do. And you know, that sometimes we say in prayer, but that's literally a living true thing. Like, eyes today have not seen what God has yet planned for you and the purpose. And so I tell people, if you can vision it, if you can have faith that it can be there, it'll manifest. You begin to speak. That's why the I am comes in. I am powerful. I am strong. You might be at your weakest point, but if you begin to speak that over yourself over and over, if you're depressed, I am happy. Eventually, you're going to have to be happy. You know what we do? And this might sound joking. You ever been sad in your feelings, and you put on some feelings music?
Yeah, that makes you stay there.
It makes you stay there. When you're in your dark moments, you have to. It's like this: when you walk in a dark room, what do? You turn on the light. That's what you have to do with faith. When you're down and depressed and you're out of it, you have to walk into that spiritual room and turn on that faith light, that things are going to become better with an expectation. It's I love those sensor things in the bathroom, right, because when you put your hands on them, it comes with an expectation that if I put my hand under here, the water's going to come on. That's how I look at faith. That although I can't see it, but that I have faith that if I just try a little bit harder, it's going to be there for me. And so that's why I feel faith for this generation is highly important.
Where can we find you on social media, Mr. Jaleel?
Man, so Instagram, you can find me at I am Jaleel Anthony, which is IAMJALEEL, last name Anthony, which is ANTHONY. Facebook, you can find me at JALEEL, last name Anthony, ANTHONY. Email, which is IamJaleelAnthony@gmail.com. YouTube, which is Jaleel TV. And just, man, those are my platforms that I really push and God I use.
Okay. How does it make you feel if you could leave with one piece of advice for the young ones that's coming into these years, 2018, 2019, the new generation, the new wave? What would you tell them? What would you leave them with?
The only thing I would know how to, and despite where they are in their life, I would have no choice but to say this. If you don't have a relationship with God, get one. Because that's going to be the thing that motivates you in all aspects of your life. When you have nothing, He's there. When your dream is given up, He's there. And so I just leave with the mindset, and I leave with this quote, and I leave it at this. Life is only coming easy to those who have it hard. The enemy isn't going to attack you if he knows you're not going to be something. He's only after the people who he knows about to birth something. And so life right now might seem hard to whoever it might seem to be hard to, but it's because something great's about to happen in your life.
I want to take the time to thank you for sitting down with Media Leeks. If you guys want to find myself, you can check out Instagram, Jaleel Anthony, that's _JERELLANTHONI. Media Leeks, MEDIALEEKS. Thank you again for sitting down with us, bro. You've been a blessing.
No problem, my man. God bless you, man. I really appreciate it, man.
You're gonna be huge.
We never, you know, people, when I take people with celebrities, oh, you got a picture with them? I said, no, they got a picture with me. You gotta change the way you think. It change everything, man.
That's right.
Change everything you think. Never say if I make it, when we make it. Change once you change your talk, you change your walk. Once you change your walk, you change your pockets. Once you change your pockets, you change opportunities. And you change your community that way.
Amen.
Been a pleasure, my man.
Pleasure, man.
Be
Thank
cool.
you, man.